Hey guys, I'm Samson and I'm the host.
I'm Ekin.
And I'm Julia.
I'm Jasmine.
And we
We
are
are
the
the
99.
99.
99.
The 99.
99. 99.
The 99.
Hi, I'm Xavier.
What's up guys, I'm Samson.
Tahir.
And my name is Ekin, and we are.
The 99.
And then just a reminder, we're called the 99 because we like this to be a Christian podcast to continue to encourage Christians to remain faithful in the Word of God and, to just kind of spread the gospel around.
Alright guys, welcome to our new season, season 2, and this could be our first episode for our new season. Yeah.
Ooh, season 2.
And for our our topic for season 2 is church and politics. And we are mainly focusing on government, not church politics. So just to tell you guys that. But the main question is, do you know that 22 million Christians did not vote in the year 2020? Why do you guys think that's 22 million people of Christians did not vote in 2020?
You said 22 million?
Yep.
22 million Christians.
Yep, that did not vote in 2020. And I believe that was Biden and Trump.
I think the reason why they didn't vote is because during that year it was like COVID, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah, before COVID. Yeah, before
Yeah, but that
COVID.
doesn't excuse anything though. They mail you the letter into the mailbox and all that stuff too. No.
Oh, you right.
But yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead.
One of the possible reasons is because during 2016 versus Hillary, Trump did win. And Trump is more vocal about his Christian opinion than any other presidents. And I think when 2020 came around, Christians didn't really think that it would matter as much because maybe Trump would have, a Christian president himself would have won probably.
But regardless the case, whether it's Christian or not too, I feel like a lot of people don't vote, because these days, it doesn't seem like voting is something really important in a sense to a lot of our younger generation and all that stuff, because I know that the moment you're 18, you can vote, you have the opportunity to decide who you want to go for it and all that, but most of the time, it's kind of like a lot of people don't care about it, and that's kind of sad in a way, in a sense.
You know what? Well, okay, I think why 22 million Christians, because that's a lot of Christians that did not vote, but I feel like they didn't vote because they were still like, debating, because I know there are Christians. Oh, maybe because there are Christians who call themselves Christians, so I think they're counted in that too. But I think there are Christians who are like about pro-life, and then there are some Christians who are they're like the opposite of that too. So some of them didn't vote, because they're afraid of being judged of who they're voting for, and also maybe because they're still like some of them are still like trying to see if both the candidates like match their beliefs.
I do want to say is like I agree with you, Tal, because I know that there's some people who says like, did you vote or anything? They're like, no, because like honestly, I don't think my vote every time they say they're like your vote really counts, but I feel like when they think about it, they're like no, because it doesn't they feel like it doesn't make a difference. I think that's why they didn't vote for it. And I think because it was time for COVID year, I think Christians were just being people were just being cautious, and especially Christians the most because it was during COVID. So I think that's why.
I mean, in generally, Christians don't really like to get involved in politics stuff, which is, I think, during Trump and Biden, I think that was really important if we kind of see what Biden has done the past 4 years. that if Christians doesn't really get involved, it does kind of affect how we can like worship God and more freely.
Well, okay, guys. I just want. All right. Well, there are two different views among believers when it comes to voting. If you guys didn't know, but the first one is we should stay out of politics because we serve a higher authority. No matter what, God will do according to His will. If it's His desire for that person to win, they will. We don't need to do anything. And then the second reason is we as Christians should vote for the candidate who promotes Christian principle because we are the light of the world. Not voting means we're choosing not to fight for God. So, what do you think of these two views, and have you been pressured by another Christians to vote? And what was your thought at the moment?
I was just gonna go into that, because I don't know if a lot of us Christian people think that, oh, we serve God, we shouldn't be having any relationship to this world that, we end up not caring about anything about what happens, because then most of the time it will probably be like, oh yeah, if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, God will allow it, if it's not meant to be, then that's it, then God didn't want that to happen, but should we be having that kind of a mindset too, because it's just, that's shouldn't be the mindset that we were having, because we still live on this earth as
Yep.
well.
But well, let's look at number one again. Let's go one by one on the two views. The first one where it says, we should stay out of politics because we serve a higher authority. No matter what, God will do according to His will. If His desire for that person to win, they will. We don't need to do anything. So, I want to get you guys' point of view on the first view.
You could go.
Statement one is a little flawed if you think about it, because part of understanding is about God's will is that not everything that happens on earth is God's will. Sometimes if that everything on earth was God's will, then we wouldn't need to ask for God's will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. And the Bible does say that we need to obey the government too, unless it contradicts the Bible. And in most cases now, half the laws that we do kind of have does contradict what the Bible does.
Yes.
I was about to say I agree that, like, I think even though it is like, we should put on God, I think we shouldn't, because it's not really, like you said, God's will. If it was God's will, then like we really wouldn't be doing this, And I feel like I kind of lost my train of thought. I just felt like I feel like we need to kind of get involved, is because, like Todd said, like we are still living in this world, and I feel like we have to represent Christ still, no matter what. Like, because the thing is like when you vote, you're voting someone to be a leader, to be a leader for us, and if for us, we want a leader who could represent Christ. So if this person is leading us, which is America, and if this person isn't Christ-like, then it's gonna be even more hard for Christians to do things what we need to do to show the world salt and light and everything. But yeah.
Because as Christian, we even though the law are passed, we still have to obey the law, and it just goes back to when the Pharisees were questioning Jesus about, so then should we be paying taxes, and Jesus goes, you pay whatever it is that you owe for taxes, and then you come back and you do your deed for God, and that should be how it is, because as human being, we live in this country, so we have to follow the rules and the laws, if not, then you're gonna probably just end up in jail, or then why are you living in this country,
Yo.
and so that's why it's like it's really important for us to really realize that voting does make a difference. It's giving us an opportunity to make sure that we are trying to appoint someone who will follow the Christian law, so that we can stay on the right path.
I can see. All right, the first one, I can see why some Christians think, because in the Old Testament, God did choose the leaders, like Moses, Abraham, David, or Saul or Paul. My bad, Paul. Oh wait, no, Saul, King Saul, right? Yeah, okay. My bad, guys.
I mean, you're
I'm
not
getting mixed up
wrong.
with the
Yeah, I mean, you're
New
not
Testament
wrong.
here, kind of, because they're two Saul guys. But yeah, with King Saul, that it was God who anointed the kings, and that's I could see why some Christians like yeah, it doesn't matter because God's the one who if He gets to choose the final decision, if they win because of God, but
That's the hardest part though, because you have to understand that in the Old Testament, God was directly talking to them.
yeah,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
As now, it's more of like,
He's letting the people. Well, it's more like, yeah, he does have a plan, but it's more like
Free
How
will.
free will.
Yeah, I was like, free
there you
will?
go, yeah.
but how will you know his plan if you don't go and vote? Well, you
Yeah.
don't take
That-
action.
yeah,
right?
that's true. It's
you
like
have to take action.
Yeah, it's like God is like how you say God is like planning it. It's just really you walking through it,
Yeah,
So it's like that.
because you think about it, back the Israelites, they didn't get to. Well, they chose to get a king, but they didn't get to choose who to become king. It was God. So that's the difference too, guys. Nowadays, it's us, the people, who gets to choose to govern or to become our leader.
I have a question then, like for our viewers now, like if you're 18 and over, should you like the next time that we have an election, like should you still do it even if you don't want to?
Voting, right?
Yeah,
Vote.
just voting. Sorry, voting.
Even all right, look, you just got look at who's get at their plans, because that's basically the important part. Like their personality, all that, just even if you don't like their personality, you just gotta leave that out. But just look at their plans for the country and see if their plans matches your beliefs, with our Christian beliefs, because that's the most important chord as a Christian believer should use to decide to vote. There you go.
I was like, I don't want to say our beliefs, but God's beliefs.
Oh yes,
'cause
there you go.
That sounds better.
we may have different viewpoint when it comes to our viewpoint.
But okay, then we'll move on to a second view that. So most Christians, most Christians think that we should vote because to promote Christian principle in the country, because we are the light of the world. Not voting means we're choosing not to fight for God. So what do you guys think of Christians? This thinking of Christians.
I guess I'll go. I think that option sounds. I think I agree both options, but I think I agree with that option the most. It's because like I said, it's like when you vote, you're voting for someone who could represent Christ. And the thing is that if we're not voting for someone who is not Christ-like, then it might be more harder for Christians to do things what we need to do. To example, like maybe do how you say it, what's those people called? They go to the streets and preach, for example. What if you can't? What if the presidents be like, you can't go out and preach no more? And I feel like we need to vote someone who is Christ-like, so that we could also show the world Christ. And if we don't, then it's going to be even more struggle for Christians to do what we need to do to show the world. But yeah.
Okay, Xavier mentioned a leader who you won't allow passing a law that won't allow you guys to preach. Kind of reminds me of schools nowadays where you're not allowed to talk your beliefs to other people in school. Kind of like that. Because you like that. It's hard for you to outreach.
Well,
to
the issue with that is it's mainly just towards Christianity. Other religions still has the ability to
Yeah,
express
see,
their-
okay,
it's
yes,
just
he
simply-
yes,
Oh, yeah, I
he has
agree.
brought
Yeah.
an important point, you
It's
know.
because of the whole entire the conservative movement, or I forgot what it's called. I think it's the left wings. And
Yeah,
right
the
wings
hardcore
difference
left.
between stuff.
Oh, you can kind of compare it to COVID, when we were on a
Oh yeah.
what was it?
Uh,
What
The,
was
the
shut down.
limit, the limit
Lockdown.
Of,
Yeah, the lockdown.
yeah.
It was to the point where if the churches was to gather, and have a gathering of more than 12 people, you get a fine for it,
Oh yeah, I
And it
remember.
should have that been something that prevented us from not going to church as well, to be serving Christ,
You know, guys, during that lockdown, oh my god, staying home was not it. Cause your boy gained a lot of weight during that time.
Boy,
Okay,
all the
okay.
schoolers were having a blast.
Okay, yeah, okay. As a college student, I was kind of glad.
Okay, but I think from that opinion, it really is like we really do need to show Christ, like, because if it's gonna be like COVID, then it's just like the example like Ta said, then it's gonna be even more harder for us to show the world. And if we don't show the world, then the world already, because the world already like what is Satan's domain. And if we're not showing the world the light and Christ light, then it's already gonna be, and then Christianity is gonna it's gonna, the popularity is
Wait,
gonna go down even
Yeah.
more than usual. Because COVID, I remember that there was some people who I knew were Christians. Now they don't come to churches no more because of what COVID did. So it'll be kind of like that as the example, but but that's just the example. But yes.
Yeah, like honestly, okay, like churches were closest, but like some people, business, they were allowed to open during COVID. Like some people were still like politicians were throwing parties, big parties during COVID, and it's crazy because like, wow, you guys are allowed to have like this big group of event for your thing, but as Christians, we're not allowed to like come together. Even with mass, they wouldn't even still let a lot of people, or as Christians,
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
church, and that's why I'm with the second view. Like as Christians, we should be fighting for our principles because we are the light of the world, as it says in the Bible. And not voting, thinking that it doesn't matter, your vote doesn't matter, but in reality, votes does matter. And you could look through previous election, vote does matter.
One of the issue with the lockdown was the argument between the state senates and how they were talking about why churches were closed down. But if you do look around, Walmart was able to be open, and I believe strip clubs was also available to be open during those COVID times.
But I think they were closed for quite a while before they were kind of being able to open back up
Which
again,
part,
though.
the churches or
For Walmart and all that stuff.
That's
Walmart
crazy.
yeah, that's what the argument was based on. It was the fact that Walmart and small local business, and also like people like places like the strip clubs was able to reopen, but churches was still closed.
Yes, that did happen. Yeah.
I do have a question. If we have two candidates who are not Christ-like, should Christians still vote for them, or should we still vote for them, or no?
I believe it should be where who is most relatable to Christ,
Okay.
because then it's kind of like, oh, you're trying to pinpoint which one will be the most closest to the thought of having a Christ-like mindset and all that.
Okay.
Trump and Biden, they were both Christians, but Trump aligned more with the Bible than Biden did.
Oh, really?
And that's one of the reasons why Biden did kind of win the elections during 2020.
I did not know that.
I kind of want to go back to what Iken was talking about earlier, because then during the COVID season too, if I remember correctly, John MacArthur, if I remember correctly, okay, don't quote me, but
Yeah. Do your own research, guys.
if I remember correctly, they didn't shut down the mega church when the whole incident.
No
happened.
way. The mega.
Yeah, they didn't shut it down, and it was to where they did get fined. But then he basically he was saying that, like, no, we're not gonna shut it down, because then he was going through the how you guys been hearing how a symptom is, the symptom only affects like the older folks.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Yeah.
and I forgot what the other one was, but he was basically saying that, we're not gonna shut down our church to prevent people from coming to worship God, and so they opened throughout the whole entire time. And
Wow.
basically I believe they did get fined because then they had more than a gathering of 12. So,
I mean, he's rich, so he could pay the fine. All right, those mega church.
you mean the mega church is
Yeah.
rich?
That's crazy.
But okay, well, I have another question. Have you guys ever been pressured by another Christian to vote?
I mean, my parents did.
Maybe not pressure, but more of as, you should vote.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Oh, what was your okay? What if you guys? What was your thought at the moment when you guys are pressure or like being I guess pushed to vote?
Well, technically, the only election for me and Xavier that we could have voted for was this recent one. We couldn't vote during 2020. But I think me and my dad, when we saw like the two candidates, it was pretty obvious like that we did kind of needed to vote if we didn't want the world to steer more in the wrong path than it really was.
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't feel like it was pressured. I felt like it was the right thing to do as a Christian during this year election.
Well, I can tell you this: my dad, he's really a Republican supporter, especially a Trump supporter, and I know he, 2016, he really wanted us. He was like, "Yeah, go vote, go vote for Trump because Trump aligns more with us Christians." And well, okay, honestly, guys, I did not vote in 2016. I don't know if my siblings then did or not too, but I know I didn't, and which I was supposed to because my dad was like, "Yeah, go vote," but honestly, I didn't because I think I was busy with class and work, so yeah.
I think I wouldn't say I was pressured by my parents. It was more like Ekin, like, oh, we needed to, cause like when my mom was telling me like, oh yeah, like this is the how you say it, the percent right now for these two, and I was like, okay, like I was telling myself, I was like, okay, yeah, I needed to vote, cause I was like, okay, like if this happened, then it's gonna be even more harder for Christians, and not just Christians, but for us too as well. So I was like, okay, like I needed to vote, and I was like, you know what, I needed to vote, I need to do it. So like you said, I was not old enough to do it when in 2020. So just recently I was able to vote. So yeah.
Okay.
Then all I remember hearing was for the Hillary and Trump election was, oh man, imagine if Hillary had won, World War III would have came upon us.
Well, that was a big
Nah,
thing.
they didn't chill.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be that bad, but
Ironically, Hillary did win the popular vote.
Oh, I heard,
did.
yeah.
yeah,
More
but
people voted for Hillary.
Trump took over the electoral vote,
Which is,
so
I thought it was very funny that because sometimes like does our voting really matter if it was mainly the electorate? But yeah.
yeah.
At the same time too, I'm thinking to myself, were they voting for her because they didn't want Trump to win, or were they voting for her because she was going to be the first female president?
That's
I think that was mainly
good
part of it,
question.
and mainly because Trump was very ignorant and a lot more racist at that time.
Yeah, because then, if I remember correctly, when I was watching the news, people were so upset because then they were like, oh, we were going to witness like the first female president, and now it's all going down the drain because, Trump ended up winning.
I think it goes both ways, honestly, because
Yeah.
I think it goes both ways. But honestly, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really involved in that one, but yeah.
But I feel like that's not a reason to vote for a president just because this might be the first step,
Yeah.
you know. And
I think okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is not high school prom. We're not voting for the most popular person.
Here's- but anyway, all right, moving on. So okay, I'm gonna. Did you guys know that it's illegal for churches to promote a specific candidate?
Oh, really?
oh wow, that's crazy.
I just found out recently, and I was like, "Oh, okay, didn't know that."
Yeah, it's illegal for churches like us to like persuade our
Candidate.
our people in the church, our congregation, to vote on who we want them to vote.
What law does that break?
Well, I think it's in the Constitution. Deacon.
Really?
That's fine.
But so we as church cannot tell members to vote because we're a 501c3 organization, and the IRS themselves says that we cannot participate in any political campaign or issues, any statements about a candidate, and meaning that we can't promote like. My dad himself can go out there and be like, "Oh yeah, vote for Trump," because he's the savior of churches or Christian. We our pastors. My dad can't be doing that because if someone would, let's just say, because I'm pretty sure some people will be recording, on live. But if somebody outside of our church, see it and they report us to IRS, we would get like a fine, a big fine. Or maybe even a bigger consequence, But how do you guys feel about this, knowing that it's illegal for us church to promote a specific candidate?
Before, can I ask like why? Cause I kind of see it, but I want to know
Because
why.
I guess we're considered as non-profit organization, and
Okay.
the separation of church and state. In the Constitution.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's another reason too.
But I think it's just because pastors have too much influence on their church.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
if they were to persuade the whole church to go vote for just this one person, they're probably gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing too. It's like that's not something that should be done.
Should be focused on.
Yeah,
Right? Okay.
because then you have to understand too that the church is not for politics, right? The church
Yeah.
is for
fellowship,
you spiritually,
fellowshipping, growing with your brothers and sisters,
Yeah, like, especially in the mega church, so you have like a million people.
Yeah, that's why I agree with all like
Yeah.
mega churches or even like churches like us, with like good number of members. Like,
but then we have to understand that when they say churches, it just doesn't mean us Christian as well.
yeah, it means like Mormons,
Yeah, it's-
Jehovah's Witness,
Yeah.
Catholics,
Okay.
Baptists, and other denomination that consider
Yeah,
themselves.
you know a good amount.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just,
so-
we're all in the same
That same.
category,
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're all in there. But how do you guys feel about it? I know X.
I guess with what Tyler brings up, it makes sense. It's too much of an influence, and especially with mega churches, you have million people there. That's a big bonus for whatever candidate the church is going for.
Imagine if they just go and they buy out those people.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah. Okay. That
It
makes
could
sense.
happen,
Yeah.
People will buy it out and then get their supporters like that, So we
Yeah.
don't know how it really is, but just how Ekin said, it's just too much of a popularity.
That's true, because a lot of candidates, they really try to like stay on tune with like the kind of like with our Christian voters too, kind of, because they try to like stay in the. They don't want to go too far off from us Christians, because they know they're gonna lose our vote too. So that's why like sometimes they trying to stay in the middle, kind of. But there are other people like. The other people too, they gotta stay on there. So, but yeah, it's easy to really buy out a church, or because all you gotta be like, you vote for us, you persuade your people to vote for us, we'll make sure, we'll give you guys a government fund for your new church or tax free
Funding, land, or whatever
Yeah.
it takes, you know.
Yeah, I think I agree with that law. It's just because it is like it's not supposed to be political, and when I think about it, I feel like it's gonna create chaos and like kind of against each other when I think about it, because I think that other Christians will be like, oh, but like I don't want, I'm like, if my pastor telling you this, I don't agree with that opinion. So I think it's gonna cause like this, I want to say destruction, but like more like
Conflict in the church.
yeah, conflict. There you go. Yeah, that sounds so much better. Thank you. It sounds like it's gonna be more of like a conflict. So I think I agree with that law that we shouldn't really.
Also, yeah, I want to point out, because you're like, okay, like Utah, Salt Lake City, the largest Mormon population. If I think Utah's I think it's a red state too. I think don't quote my, but I think it's a red state. But imagine if a Democrat goes in there and like tells the leader of the Mormons, hey, we'll give you guys more land to build more of you guys churches, tax free, or like half of the cost, and yeah, just so they could win Utah.
There is a little irony there too, because California is a blue state, mainly because the local governments and everyone there's low blue. But you can find out a lot of cities are actually red.
I think Fresno is a red county.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I see that.
Yeah.
But your next question?
Oh yeah. So okay, have any of you guys seen any church pastor on social media promoting for a certain candidate in this election?
Yeah, I have one, but
Really?
I'm not gonna say.
We're not
Okay,
here
who
to
I
expose.
think is?
We won't expose, but okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
Oh.
Have you guys seen any on social media, guys?
For me, no, I haven't. I haven't really. It's been no, no.
Not that I know of.
I mean, okay, well, I have not seen. Yeah, I haven't seen any pastors on social media, but I've seen like other like main podcasters. They be talking. Yeah, they'll be talking about like. Yeah, they'll be like bringing on people, and they'll be like talking about which candidate they think that it's gonna make the country better. I mean, I see that, but I haven't seen like any religious leaders.
I wonder how many people know this law though, because it could still just be, oh, I need you to go do this for me.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
Well, to my
possibly
viewers
too, but
who did not know, yeah, now you guys know that as Christians, we can't go into our church and go on stage and be like, y'all need to vote for this person because this. We can't be doing that. It's against the law, and yeah. But okay, well, sometimes during election time, we see a lot of people bashing the candidates, which is normal, but we see that some pastors or Christians are doing it as well. How should a Christian attitude be during election time?
Voting for the most Christ-like one. Sorry.
I agree with that.
well, we should be neutral about it too, because then we shouldn't be judging them, because then you have to realize that in the end it's just they're going to say and do whatever it takes for them to win, and we need to have the mindset, that whatever it is that they say, it doesn't matter, it's all about their actions, and we want to make sure that when we vote, their actions are really just related to
Yeah.
the mindset of a Christian, and so that's why when stuff do happen, where people bashing a lot of stuff, don't take part of it, because we shouldn't be judging in the first place.
Yeah.
That's God's job to judge.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I agree with Tall. Like it does. The if our candidate wins and the other candidate lose, we shouldn't be bashing on them. Just because they lost, and also because of their beliefs or their policies. Like because it reminds like I was teaching a Sunday at our Sunday class. At our church. I was teaching the young youth about gays and transgender, but I was saying that I was telling the younger youth, even if you're friends with them or you see them, you shouldn't be judging them because it's we should be showing them love as Christians because we are the salt of the world, and that's why it goes towards this too. As Christians, we should be judging other people, bashing the candidates, bashing other people of who they vote, because at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters, and we should be like, yeah, I know you have this different belief, we have this different belief, but we're both children of Christ. We're followers of Christ, and let's get back to worshiping Jesus at the end of the day.
That's right. They say, "Oh, hate the sin, not the sinner."
Yes, that's really true.
I guess I would say is like, we should like everyone said. I agree that we should really act like Christ, like because the thing is, I do agree. Like, I do agree because I'm taking a class and like it's political, and the thing is like one of my professors that really caught my attention was he said that like like how do you get people to vote for you? You have to get them angry for like this specific thing so they can vote for you and agree with you. And I agree, like they're gonna say all of this so that you can vote for them, and it really is about like, are they gonna take action about that? Like, is their action really gonna show that? Are they really gonna do it? And I totally agree on that, but for me it's just we gotta like just act neutral about it, and just kind of just wait and see how they will do with their actions.
Yes. Yep. Because our actions do. This is why some people, they don't like us because of some of our actions. That's why we gotta, show them our good side, guys. Don't be showing these bad side of us. That's why a lot of people bashing Christians as a whole, because we be attacking our own, But do you guys anyway? Any other, talking or about this? Well, whoever is running in politics, is our own individual choice to vote. No church has the right to tell us or you guys to vote for it because, our free will, and this is America, freedom to choose, but we are commanded to pray for the leader of our nation. So whoever it is, we still gotta pray for them that, that they do the right thing, and that they do based off their actions, according to God, and it does tell us in 1 Timothy chapter 2:1-2, and in the book of Acts chapter 5 verse 29, tells us to obey God rather than men. So when God says pray for your leader, whoever does become our president in this election or in next year election, we all still gotta pray for them, and accept it that, respect the people's vote and pray for them that God continues to guide them, and guide us as a country. You guys any last thoughts?
No, I don't.
Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy our first episode for our first season 2, and I hope you guys learn about politics in this video. But if you please subscribe to our YouTube and our Instagram and Facebook. So thank you for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, today we will be drawing our lucky winner for our free giveaway. But first, I want to thank everyone who signed up. So thank you for signing up, and let's see who will be our lucky winner. Alright, and our lucky winner is Buddy Tao. So congrats, Buddy. You have one t-shirt for us. So thank you for signing up.